Yeah, I guess we can start, and whoever will join in will join in. So, hi everyone. Um, Nice to see familiar faces and some new ones as well. My name is Eitan. In case you are not familiar, I'm leading the growth and ecosystem development in B.Protocol. Um, In this call, we'll go through mainly around the contribution circle in Coordinate and the Trello board, the community board we're using for the missions, the different tasks, and so on. Um, do that. Um, and and later on, I have some also a few ideas about maybe how we can take that this community and kind of use the power of the community to do some other stuff as well as on top of different content creation or specific contribution contributions to the protocol and to the community. I'll start with the Trello board, which I shared here. I hope everyone can see that. If you haven't joined the Trello board, there's a link in the announcement channel and in the Medium post that leads to it. Basically, it's if you're not familiar with Trello, it's kind of a very intuitive platform to manage tasks, um, and it's kind of very flexible. You can customize it as you want. We took the main idea of how it looks like and how to manage it from the experience we had with Creator DAO, together with the Growth Squad. Tragedy Struck is here and Atom is here from the Growth Squad, and we had this good experience working together with Creator DAO, and they had this similar Trello board to manage different tasks that they had on promoting B protocol during the month that we worked with them, and we kind of copy pasted that into here for our community to kind of use it. So I'll go briefly how it should go, how it works. There is like the first list is basically how to start and gives kind of hopefully a clear step by step how to work with this board. Um, Basically, there's a line of ideas. Every card here is basically if I can both share and work on that and see that. So basically, there's can you see me scrolling through that? I'm not able to see the screen, the shared
Yeah,
screen.
can see it.
So basically, if you go through, just first of all, of course, better, if you're not familiar with B protocol, just get to learn what it is. Hopefully, we'll get some more clear messages out. So if you want to create some content, it will be easier for you to focus on specific messages. So I hope by the end of this week, we'll have something clearer kind of to share with the community. So if you are a content creator, you can take that specific messages and just work with them. Um, and once you are familiar with B protocol, you can pick any of the ideas here. Each of them is basically is a card, and you can just take one for example. Write a whiteboard animation script for V2, something I've been long waiting to do. So I just added that. It's basically it's a card. I can just add myself to that. So I'm just joining. So you can see my icon is currently here. Um, so you can see now I'm kind of registered or signed for this specific task. And once it's here, I can take it either to do if I'm not actually working on it, but it's something I'm willing to, I know, help with or something like that. Or in my case, I would like to write that, so I'm actually taking that to doing. I just drag and drop, and it will add into the relevant list. Once I've done working with that, I have a script, and maybe I asked a few other members to go through it, and they can list themselves also into this card. Every card can have multiple members, not just one. Once it is done, we can put it out into done, or either if we share it on social media, so we can take it just to the right list, so others will know that it's actually done and shared. So that's basically how Trello works. You can add your own new card um, into the list of ideas. If there are new things that you wanna add, maybe for yourself, and then you can just create the card and already sign yourself into it and put it into doing. Um, or just if you have a great idea which you can't do, or don't have the tools or the knowledge or whatever, but still you think it's a great idea, you can edit here, and maybe someone else can come and take it from here. So basically, this is our community board. We already have over 20 people on this board, which is pretty exciting. 22, if I'm reading correctly. So it's pretty nice. And yeah, if you have any questions on how Trello work, if something specific, go ahead and ask. We can also take it later. I see someone wrote there's no voice. I think the voice is working well. Please check your speakers, maybe, as I think others can hear me. Um, yeah. So if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer any of them. Right. Um, so, Tragedy, do you want to take us through coordinate and
Yeah, sure. I'll share my screen if I get it right.
Tragedy, is that okay for me to say that you are currently our project manager for coordinate?
That's fine. That's fine.
Um,
Okay, so can you see my screen?
yeah.
Okay, so you went through the Trello, and I'll look at the coordinate. So you just go to coordinate and launch. Well, actually, I skipped a step there because kind of the first thing that's natural to do to join this is to go to the Discord and mention that you're interested in joining, because one requirement for getting into the coordinate circle is an Ethereum address. So once you've gone to growth channel or direct messaged me an Ethereum address, I can add you as as a normal user. And then you'll be able to connect here. And if I've done this right, I'll just connect the account I shared. I should be. You have to sign a login message as well. And I added myself as sort of a demo user here. And I think initially it will be sent to this screen, but I've done this before. But what this is essentially it's just a dialog box where you're expected to fill in what you've done through the epoch, and B.Protocol has chosen 3 weeks for the epoch. So yeah, I made viral tweet and then some link and maybe some YouTube video, and you'll save the settings. But typically you'll do this at the end, right? So just gotta make sure to get it in there, because this might be sort of the other people's best way to see what you've done. So you save your settings, and
Tragedy, I will just one thing to add on that, on the opt in and opt out, if you have any questions. So opt in basically means that you are participating in the circular rewards, meaning you are accepting rewards for your contribution. Some might decide to pick the opt out, as I did myself, as I'm part of the team and I'm, I'm being rewarded already. So I opt out. But basically, any other contributor, of course, if you prefer not to be rewarded and I know have others get more from this pie of rewards, then you can opt out. But basically, anyone who's contributing should choose the opt-in option to get rewards for your contribution.
Yeah. And then so I'm sort of not expecting people to hang around and coordinate that much, but this is a nice place to kind of keep track of what you've done and what you want others to see that you've done for the allocation. So make sure to get it in good time, because people might be allocating a bit before the end. So I'll just go to the allocation screen, and everyone that has joined will have sort of 100 give, which is sort of a, it's not on chain, but it's like a pretend token. That's going to be the foundation for our B-Pro distribution. And as I said, everyone has 100 of these, and you get to see the different participants in the circle. And then perhaps you know that, probably going to butcher these names, but Jensen here, I know he's been working on a bot, so maybe I'll give him 10 points here as an example. And as you can see, you have to save and you can redistribute later. And I've personally have had some discussion with Mediag here, so maybe I'll give him 10 points as well. I'm not sure. And then you'll see your remaining points, and yeah, you'll typically allocate. There's really no correct way to do this, right? This sort of subjective, what you feel have been the best growth contributions. So you'll have to kind of process that yourself. And at the end of your allocations, you'll save. And if the epoch ends, then this is obviously your final allocation for the epoch, and we'll sort of decide how much the relevant participants receive in the B-Pro distribution. Yeah, so you can see this one ends in 18 days. We decided on 3 weeks. And there's also the map. And this was empty before I did my allocation because no one has distributed their points yet. But see, this is my demo user. And you can see that I've sort of sent points to these two participants. That's that color, and this, if you click another one, you can see they received from this participant. So you can sort of get a feel for the flow of points in the network. And I think it's by intention, there's no sort of mention of how many points they received. You just sort of get an idea of the size. So if I allocate,
I do think once there are more allocations, you get different thicknesses for like the lines will be will have will show different allocations.
Yeah, so if I gave a lot to Adam here, he would get the thick line, and the others would get the thin. So
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
One thing to maybe to say to mention is that there's no point in keeping gives to yourself. So better is just to allocate all the give that you have. Basically, only gifted gives are actually being counted. So yeah, so just use the 100 that you have and spread them, as you feel is right. But there's no point in keeping the give tokens for yourself. Also, these maps are used for better seeing if there's any kind of weird, I know, patterns inside the community. So it's kind of easy to see if anyone is trying to spoof the system. So yeah.
Yeah. Kind of my text here would be, oh, sorry, would probably, yeah, it's here, right? And then for Jensen here, I think this is it's a similar text, and it's not ideal to have a lot of text, so you kind of see how you have to format it. And to add to that, I think learning from how Creator DAO did this, I think we'll try to do a summary of everyone's contribution and post it on Discord towards the end, because it can be really hard to sort of have an idea of what everyone has done. So that might be helpful to sort of distribute your points, I guess. And also in the Trello, if you're actively using the Trello, you might, I'm not sure, I'll just pick a random one, but as you can see, you sort of put yourself as a member of a task, a specific task. And I know CreatorDAO also shared some links, which we might do, I guess. You could sort of select, this is, yeah, Mediag here. Using the filter is sort of easier to get an idea of what one particular participant did on the Trello board as well. But of course, he could have been part of a lot of discussions that he wasn't the main member of the task. I'm not sure I will do that, but it might be a good way to sort of assess what people have been doing. If
can you show how to edit the what you've been working on your coordinate card? How do you edit once you wrote in the beginning in the coordinate? How do you edit? I've been started working on something. I put it in just in my epoch. When I get in, I can
Yeah. So the first time you get in, you're forced onto that screen. But after you've done it, you kind of you save and you probably end up here. But you can just click the epoch here and update. And also, I said at the beginning that now we're adding people by either messaging me or sort of posting in the growth channel. But I think ideally over time, we'll move over to this system where anyone really can nominate new members, and then the existing members can sort of vouch for that particular person. Contributing useful content for B.Protocol, I guess.
Yeah, seems like for now we just it's a free entrance for anyone, and as we grow and things become more complex, and we'll get the community to actually vouch for new members in the circle.
And I think the allocation part is sort of an interesting thing, and I'm guessing people will have sort of different criteria for their distribution. And I know Caesar was here last time, right? And he said that the Yearn ecosystem, where this comes from, and they were typically sort of giving to people they had been working with, or at least they sort of cooperated with throughout that epoch, because then it's easier to know the contribution of someone you've collaborated with than people that you've sort of not seen all the contributions of. But so there's sort of an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I think for that there's some kind of settings that we need to enable to have like groups or sub circles. I don't know how they call it within. Like you can choose the members that you're working with. I think when you start something, and then it's basically kind of something you do. I assume in the beginning of the epoch or something like that, or if you just when you just enter the circle. I'm not sure how it works, but there's something in the settings that we need to enable, so there will be kind of sub circles within the B.Protocol circle, and then you can actually, as you mentioned, just reward those you're actually working with. I don't know what if you can add new members to your circle, if you suddenly start working with a new member who's been working with other circles, so maybe it's something you can change as you go. I'm not familiar with how it works with coordinating.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was about it for coordinate.
So if there are any questions either on the Trello board and how to work with that, or any ideas on how to make it maybe better, or regarding coordinate, if you have any questions on how to do that, if you haven't yet joined any of them or either of them, just for the Trello board, as I mentioned, there's just a link. In order to get into the B.Protocol coordinate circle, you need to send your ETH address to Tragedy. either over DM or just tag him on the growth channel with your ETH address, and he can add you. Yeah, any
Hey,
questions?
Tragedy, by the way. As an admin, can I add as well ETH addresses if you're not around? Just curious.
Yeah, I think so. All the admins should be able to do that.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Um, yeah. So just I don't know questions from anyone. There's some really nice, at least for now, some contributions working on both on making our Discord look a bit, I know, shinier. So thanks Mediac for that, and Jensen is actually working on a bot. It's already, I think, working to track liquidations on Arbitrum. We just need to make it public. So he's kind of finishing testing, I think, and then we can share it. I think it's already even working on Twitter. So it tracks, and every liquidation that happens on Arbitrum is actually being shared with the community. So it's pretty nice. Um, yeah. So
I think it's interesting how sort of growth isn't a well-defined topic, right? Because uh, making the Discord look prettier is sort of helping the community in one way, while sort of getting some tweet to go viral is a completely different avenue of growth, I guess.
yeah, I
And
think any contribution at this point, we are at least from my point of view, is welcome. Anything that comes from the community I think, is a great contribution, and all of them, making Discord looks better and more welcoming to new members joining in, and having a clearer view of what's going on in the Discord, and makes it easier for them to join any discussions. I think is a great addition to our community. Same as for the bot that Jensen is working. People are looking for this kind of information, which was not available by the team to create. And someone who's coming from just from the community and just to contribute that, I think that's a great addition. And of course, viral tweets are always welcome, and any of the creating more content, find more influencers that we might get in touch with that can spread the word about B.Protocol. It's kind of another angle. I think for that, as I mentioned in the beginning, we it would be great to have some kind of a clearer, I don't know, messaging for for content creators to focus on, so we get some kind of messages that we want people that are more familiar with what B.Protocol is doing, and helping the content creators to basically focus on the creation of tweet or a meme or an image or a thread or whatever explaining that, a video or whatever. But another angle completely that thinking about was about how we can harness the power of our community to actually, as we go forward with more and more integrations. Integrations take time. Other protocols are kind of working on their own thing. And I'll give one example. For example, which is public. It's been proposed already. On Olympus, they have LUSD, few millions. I don't remember, 70 million, I think, which they hold as part of the treasury. And just like Faye deposited 90 million into liquidity stability pool through B.Protocol, we proposed that to Olympus. Um, there were kind of positive reactions to that, but you know, I assume just because they are kind of working on other stuff as well, they never made to actually do that. We pinged the team after Faye deposited their funds, and they said, "Oh yeah, we should prioritize that." But then again, probably working on other stuff. So I think if we can get 5, 10, 15, whatever people from our community, going over to the Olympus Discord or forum, and kind of asking what's going on with that, and kind of pointing them to, I don't know, the benefits of putting that up on their priority. For example, the APYs that they are missing for every month they are not depositing their LUSD, which is just sitting in their treasury instead of earning some money for the DAO. Things like that. I think if we will find a way to harness the power of our community to do that, kind of sending the word out from many users can create some impact. And we should definitely try and find a way to kind of play with that. So any ideas on how to do that and coordinate that can be nice. Maybe open a new channel and just have ideas there and things like that. Any thoughts from anyone?
I do think that that going forward, I like the kind of like open growth approach that you guys are taking that lacks KPIs currently, like as far as like things targets we're hitting just to kind of get the community more involved. But I do think that maybe later on we should also include some KPI bonuses or something like that, maybe to the coordinate give circles and such, so that kind of like there was, you can get X amount of B Pro. If we hit a KPI, we could do that as a group through coordinate. But I don't know. That's up to you guys. Just an idea.
Yeah, that sounds cool actually. I thought, at this stage, just, keep barriers as low as possible, just, to get people participate and join in kind of the inner circle of contributors. But definitely getting some, KPIs on, or any metrics, just follow if anything is actually, moving the needle, creating any impact, can be a great addition. But maybe, as you mentioned, down the road, maybe next step up or the one after that. Hey, Jensen.
Good job on the bot, Jensen.
So, yeah, if there aren't any more questions, we're just wrapping up in a way. So, yeah, any more ideas, just like the KPIs Adam just suggested, maybe put it up as an idea on Trello, even if we're not using it, if we want to implement that, in this epoch. I believe this board will kind of follow us. We'll keep on working with it. In the following epochs, and just the cards will be moved. Farther down the flow of the board. So more and more tickets will move from ideas into the doing and the done and so on. And we can just add maybe tags for epoch one, epoch two, so we can better filter them as we go.
Um, I think that there is one mission that we can do that will help us in the future is that to create, not to think about specific missions, about not to think about specific mission, is to think about guilds, but I like to call them squads for design, for writers, for more big missions that we want to reach in the future.
Yeah, sounds cool. Also, to get like groups of different content creators, or even if it's down the road, like Jensen is working on a bot or any development, so we can create those squads. Like we have currently, the growth squad is kind of very general in a lot of ways, and broad, and we can kind of dissect it into smaller teams. But I think for now, we should get more I don't know, more participants probably. As currently there are just we are still few. So I think once we grow a little bit more and we have more active contributors, we can definitely take that. Sorry, we can definitely take that in that direction and create more squads or sub squads to the growth. And yeah, good idea.
That was sort of our biggest hurdle for the first iteration, right? We were three people and it was sort of hard to onboard new people, and we didn't have enough time, we felt. So this open system, as a start at least, will hopefully help in more man hours, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. That was probably the main experience from the first trial of kind of the Genesis Growth Squad. Was just that time is very limited for those who either have other jobs or do other stuff to contribute. And yeah, in this way, I think this is kind of a great step forward. Just taking an open approach, let anyone just jump in, um, do their thing, and get rewarded for that according to how the community is actually appreciating that. So yeah, I think that's definitely a great step forward, and we can down the road can just make it more and more articulate that and make it more to the point and yeah. Right. I think maybe one of the main things that we can do is bringing more active users, active contributors, into the circle. So that can be also, be under rewards. I brought 4 new active members into the Trello, and they've been each done, you know, things like that. So yeah, kind of affiliate program within the Trello and the circle,
Yeah.
just to bring more members in.
Actually, on that note, I did want to mention that I already talked to 3 of my friends that are into crypto but are not active members of any DAO right now. And I told them I may very well, any give that I get, any people that I bring, I'm just going to pass through like to them. So basically, they're going to be rewarded with my B-Pro. And that's just a thought for other people too, to say, hey, I'm going to get rewarded if you come, but instead of me getting rewarded, I'll just pass it along to you as a community member. So just as a thought to those, I know that doesn't help everyone, but that's just a thought.
Yeah, that's basically, it's a nice way. It's very altruistic, I must admit, approach, but it's cool. I think we want to onboard kind of active contributing members, but definitely a first step will be just to add members and then to make them actual active contributors. So yeah, definitely, sharing your BPro rewards with others is very altruistic.
Well, I feel like giving
Um,
them bags of B-Pro is like, that's the main reason that I feel like people jump into DAOs, is after they hold a token, they feel some like fiscal responsibility there. So I feel like doing that kind of will make them be active in some way, shape, or form, I'm hoping. But that's the thought. So who knows?
yeah. Maybe I didn't understand your comment here. There's a community call chat for anyone who's not familiar with that. So anyone who's not able to speak or just prefer to write than speak can use the community call chat. I didn't understand your last comment. Maybe someone else
Oh,
understood.
hello guys, how are you?
Good.
Okay. Yeah, so we are using the coordinate in Bankless DAO too, but usually because there are some people that they just on board, they call the friends to come in and give them give, so they're gonna have a bigger allocation of the gifts without the others doing anything. So usually what they do, they open a window for a before they start the epoch. So they open a window and everyone say that what we're gonna do. They have a form, so we fill the form, what we're gonna do, and everything, and they're gonna whitelist our, like the ones that you do, they whitelist the address so we can opt in and start to do it. So there is kind of revision, and also they understand that what people are capable of to do. That's, I think, just I want to say that. So maybe we can have some form that the people some say that, okay, I want to contribute in these things. I check the Trello, I can help, and just to have some revision on what people can do and how they can get in. So they're not going to be a mass people coming and doing nothing. In fact.
Yeah, I think that's just like Benchi mentioned. I think it's something for down the road when we grow a little bit more. Is I think Bankless DAO is, I think, have dozens of contributors currently, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a solution for each stage. So I think currently the main thing is to bring more people in. Once we get a problem of kind of people just joining in to get give without contributing anything, once we have this problem, we can find a solution for it. But currently, I think it's not a problem that we see, and we don't need to debug it. I think at this stage, so I think at this stage, better to keep the barriers as low as possible. I do like the idea of kind of telling people what you are good at. Like you came up and said, guys, I'm very good with with Discord. I can help with that. So now I know any issue I have with Discord, I can come to you and uh, get your help on that, and you can contribute on this and get rewarded for that. I know Jansen is working on a bot, so anything any idea I have about new bots and things like that, I can come to Jensen and kind of tell him about it and ask him if it's something he is interested in doing. So I think if we will have some kind of a place where people can introduce themselves and so other members can look at that and say, okay, and this is kind of it correlates to what Benji said. If we would have guilds like I know sub squads of animators or meme lore or Discord wizards or whatever, um, then writers, designers, things like that, so we can actually go to that sub squad and tell write it there. Okay, I've got this great idea for a story. I need a storyteller who can write a story about this or design a great meme about an idea I had. But I think the first step will be to grow the contributors, whatever. Anyone who's interested, in should be in. And, just the next step will be, okay, now that you're in, tell us what you're good at. Anybody's good at something. Tell us what you're good at, and we'll find something to work together with. So I think that, at least from my point of view, that's kind of the approach I'm taking. But we'll be happy to get other ideas as well.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you.
Right. Yeah. All right. Any more suggestions or questions, ideas, anything? But I think definitely bringing more people in will be a great start, and it should be rewarded. So, Adam, if you're bringing 3 more friends, if they just join the Discord, that's great. But if more people are joining into the trail board and actually taking part, I think that's something that we can reward and just say it's something we can state. I brought 3 more friends, and each of them created something. I think that's kind of just like an affiliate program. I think that's something great. All right. Thanks, Beta. So I guess for today, that would be it.
I'm recording this for anyone who's missing it, so they'll be able to catch up too.
I didn't get that. Sorry, Adam.
I'm just saying I recorded this as well for anyone who's missing it, so they'll be able to catch up afterwards as well.
Great. Maybe we should, B.Protocol has few YouTube channels. Maybe one of the tasks would be to kind of merge them into one YouTube channel, so we can have everything together, and we can have maybe a playlist. Sorry,
Hello.
one playlist for all the calls, and other playlists for whatever videos we're bringing up.
Sounds good. Go ahead, Blocks.
Okay.
My voice coming? Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. We can use invite record to increase members in the Discord if you like that. To bring more people and
Lots
can
of
There's a
reward.
lot of noise.
Yeah, there's lots of noise. We can't really understand the blocks. Very, very hard to understand. You can use the community chat, community call chat, just if you want to write down. I know if your microphone is not working well.
I might also mention what I think we discussed it in the growth channel at on. There's also some funds, right, available if you have some small expense with your task, right?
Yeah, definitely. So if you have any ideas, I think I keep getting those you know agencies reaching out. I think Atom got as well a few from different kind of media agencies, bringing in influencers and KOLs and things like that. And they usually ask for money for their services. What I usually do is I ask them. One of them did, I think, open a proposal either on the forum or just introduce themselves over Discord, kind of say what what they bring to the table, how much they charge, for example. And basically, this is kind of a new business line of business to DAO in a way. Um, but I definitely think the funds that the Growth Squad, the Growth Fund is holding is definitely should go in that direction. So if you are familiar with any good media agencies, with any specific influencers that can contribute quality content creation, so even if that includes some budget, we can allocate that. There's funds in the that the DAO is kind of not kind of dedicated for that mission specifically. So definitely bring it on, and we'll be very happy to yeah get that going. I think there's still kind of something left with Crypto Potato that we haven't made eventually. So maybe we can also close that article with them. Adam.
Yeah, we definitely need to close that Trello card. I'll get on it.
But definitely, if anyone knows good quality media outlets, that even if they ask for some kind of payment for getting an article out, we'll definitely be happy. Consider that. So just bring them in. Either bring a proposal from them or whatever. So we can pay them and reward you for bringing them in. That can be also be counted as a contribution.
YouTube influencers will work.
What will work?
YouTube influencer.
Yeah, YouTube influencers definitely. If they're
Okay.
yeah, we're mainly just looking for the high qualities. There's so many of them these days, and lots of noise and lots of kind of simple pumps and dumps. We are not really eager to integrate with, but definitely the high quality, good quality ones are definitely welcome.
English one, or I know few from India.
Hello. Well, English is great, but we are aware there are other communities out there in the world, and some of them prefer have it in their own language. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
India,
Okay.
Russian, Chinese, Spanish, Italian, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I definitely want to get a whiteboard explainer for V2. Hopefully, to get the time to work on that. I already took the ticket for that. Yeah, that's for better question. All right, guys, thanks for joining in. I think we'll wrap it up for today. We'll publish the recording probably by tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, any questions and ideas? We have the growth channel for us. Let's grow.
Looking forward to
Thanks,
it,
guys, for
guys.
the call.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.